My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection 79 Big E. And so here we have Big E posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Big E does come with two different pairs of hands. We do get a pair of grip hands. Then we get a pair of open hands. We also get one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Titles, which does look really good. And then finally, we do get some pancakes with Big E, which I really do like that accessory. Unfortunately, Big E doesn't come with an entrance coat, which is a little bit unfortunate because Big E wears entrance coats. I really wish that they included the entrance vest for the New Day, but that's neither here nor there. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually take a closer look at Big E. And so here we have a closer look at Big E, and I think Mattel is doing much better with Big E likenesses than they originally did. The first few figures we got of Big E were, those were really terrible in all honesty, but this one right here is probably the best Big E that we've gotten from Mattel in ages, so really, really happy that they are improving. Really like the photo reel that they used for Big E. They did a really good job of capturing the look. And I do want to say that this is an older head sculpt, just that the real effects does make all the difference. It really does show when you see the figures side by side. This looks so much more like Big E than when they did the hand paint. Really liking this head sculpt, and they did a really good job with his hair. Just like with Kofi Kingston, you can see a little bit of a buzz cut right here on his sides. So I really do like that little touch right there. Really liking this face sculpt, and they did a really good job on his beard. So overall, the head sculpt on Big E is absolutely gorgeous. Now, having a look at his attire, this is the standard Big E torso that we've been getting on every Elite figure for Big E, so it's nothing we haven't seen before, but I think it's a really nice, solid base for Big E. He's ripped in all the right places, and Big E is a pretty muscular guy too, so really do like this. One thing you might be able to note is that his torso is actually a different color than the rest of his body. The reason for that is I want to say that his body is molded in blue plastic. I can't really see inside his joints, so I don't know what color of plastic they're using, but it's obvious that his torso is not the same shade. From a distance you'll never know the difference, but under my studio lights, yeah, it's quite obvious. But that's something that Mattel has been doing for some time, so it's not really something to really argue about. But having a look at his singlet, they do incorporate the pinks, the blues, the purples, and the whites really, really well. I do like this ring gear for the New Day. It's probably one of my favorite attires that they have. We do have the unicorn pancakes right here on the back, and then we have some more designs right here. You can see the digital printing right here just to make it a little more tie-dyed the way it should be. And then right here we do have Big E on his singlet. A little bit of a paint slop right there, but it's not a big deal. Still looks really nice. Really impressed by the way this figure came out. And then we do have the New Day emblem right here, so really nice looking figure here. Now, Big E doesn't wear any knee pads or wrist tape, so we just get his bare legs, which are these really massive, beefy legs, which that's the way Big E is. He's kind of stocky, but he's beefy at the same time. Then we go on to his boots, where you can see he has the clip-on boots right here, which those have really nice sculpt work right there. Those look really good. So overall, they did a really fantastic job with Big E. They even included his white soles. So overall, Big E here is a very nice addition to the collection. And again, this is a really, really nice head sculpt. I love this head sculpt on Big E. So there's not much more to talk about unless you want to talk about how veiny and vascular his arms are, which I always think that's the right pick for Big E, giving him these really veiny, muscular arms. Really good call there. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Big E compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Big E posed next to an Ultimate Edition's Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. Here we have Big E posed next to the Elite 53 Big E. And finally, here we do have Big E posed next to the rest of the New Day. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a look at Big E's articulation. Now this is one place where this figure does fall a little bit short. The articulation is kind of lacking on Big E. For the most part, he does have really good range in the head. He can look up, can't really look down, so you're mainly going to have him looking up, and he does get some pretty good head tilt. Does turn left and right, no problem. And unlike Kofi Kingston, I don't have any issues with mine. His arms are on ball joints that do go out to the side to about there. Now they don't go down all the way to his side, which does hurt when posing him a little bit. They're kind of always going to be at this 45-degree angle, which is a little bit unfortunate, and there's really not much you can do, but they do go all the way around. No problem. We do have bicep swivel, works fine. Single bend at the elbow, giving us 90 degrees, which is pretty good. Swivel and hinge here at the wrists. Then we do have an ab crunch, which goes back only to about that far, goes forward about that far, so that is a little bit unfortunate. He does swivel at the waist. Legs only kick forward to about there, so yeah, we don't get the range that we would like out of Big E. They do go back out to the side. Not the best we've seen, but it's still better than quite a few lines. We do have a thigh swivel, but his thighs is so massive that when you rotate his thighs, they kind of jut themselves out at an angle, so it's like the hip joint is a little bit too small. If they had made the actual singlet line where the singlet ends, you wouldn't have that problem, but unfortunately we do have it. He does have a double bend at the knee, and because he doesn't wear knee pads, we don't get any hindrance, but he has such massive legs that it doesn't go quite all the way, so that is a little bit unfortunate. We have a swivel at the ankle. We do have a hinge at the foot going back and forward, and then of course we do have rocker ankle. So overall, Big E has some pretty good articulation, not the best we've ever seen, and because they did make him quite beefy, he is hindered in some fields of articulation, which is a little bit unfortunate. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have him pose for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Big E pose for my final thoughts, and overall I really do like the way this figure came out. I think I'm liking this particular release of the New Day figures just because the colors pop so nicely. You really don't get too many figures that have this kind of attitude toward them. They have such a nice color scheme that Big E here really does stand out on your shelf. The blues, the purples, the pinks, they all work for this figure. And accessory wise, with the exception of the lacking of an entrance coat and maybe a pair of fists, I think the accessories work for Big E here. We do have those flat palm hands, which do work, pair of grip hands, and then of course those pancakes. Those pancakes are probably the best thing to ever come with the New Day. Really, really happy that they did have the pancakes, because that was part of their gimmick at this time. And it never hurts having another set of WWE Tag Team titles. Now, unfortunately, these titles are not vac metalized like your standard titles. These are just made out of shiny plastic, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I just prefer vac metalized titles on Elite figures. Just because you are paying more for these figures, I think we should see more effort put into them. Big E here is still a very solid release, and I am happy to have this particular version of Big E in my collection. Now, at the time I'm making this video, Elite 79 is pretty hard to come by in stores. A lot of places are starting to get Elite 82 and 83, which means Elite 79 has gone by the wayside, unfortunately. However, you can still get figures like Big E and Xavier Woods on websites like Ringside Collectibles, where there's still a reasonable price. So if you are still looking for Big E, you can still track him down on Ringside Collectibles or on Amazon, where he's still a reasonable price. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.